Hi, welcome to the Tundra. My name is Jaden. So, let's take a look at the animals. The Tundra is a pretty cool place. It's nice to go, the animals are cool. It's pretty nice all around, and a very nice and interesting ecosystem. So, let's take a look at a food web that I have created. So, first off, we got the Arctic wolves, alright? Which are tertiary. We got the tertiary consumers, which are Arctic wolves, polar bears, kittiwakes, and snowy owls, okay? And then we got the secondary consumers, which are Arctic foxes and brown bears. And then we got the primary consumers, which are musk oxes, caribou, lemmings, and Arctic hares, all right? So now, let's take a look, and then we got the producers, which are liverworts, grasses, caribou, and we even got lichens, which are a part of the they're part of symbiosis, which we will get onto later. So let's take a look at the food web in more detail. Let's make a food chain out of this food web. Okay. Cool. So we got the Arctic wolves, we got caribou, we got grasses and caribou moss. We even got the sun, which produces light and heat for the grasses and the caribou moss, which feed the caribou. And after the caribou is fed off of the grasses and the caribou moss, they feed the Arctic wolves feed off of the caribou. All right. So yeah, this is my food chain. So now, what are some limiting factors in the tundra? Well, some limiting factors in the tundra are, in fact, it's really cold. And due to it being pretty cold, not a whole lot of vegetation can grow. And when there's not a lot of vegetation that can grow, not a whole lot of nutrition can grow, which is a shame. And then the third thing that that's a limiting factor is we got predator and prey going on. And all of these aren't really being hunted as much as they would have been way back in the day. We don't have Arctic wolves, which they wouldn't throw off the balance because we don't hunt them as much anymore. Okay? And then now let's take a look at symbiosis. Okay? So, first off, we got mutualism, in where both of the organisms benefit from each other. So the lichen and trees, they benefit from each other because the lichen stays under the tree because it's a fungus and it feeds off the algae, which feed off of the tree. And the lichen lives off of that algae. And the trees, so they don't die because of the algae, the lichen eats the algae, which is pretty nice. And then we got commensalism, where one helps the other kind of unknowingly, like one helps the other, but it doesn't harm the other. All right. So commensalism. Let's take a look at caribou and Arctic foxes. Okay. So Arctic foxes. So what the caribou does is it kicks up the snow and it kicks up stuff like grasses and and lemmings and pikas, which are just like small mice, And after the caribous kick them up, the fox eat the stuff. That's an example of commensalism. And then we got parasiticism. So what we got is we got liver tapeworms, which are which are parasites that live on caribou, Arctic wolves, and brown bears that live in the Arctic. It's an example of parasiticism because one harms the other while one gets benefits. Yeah. And I think that's all I have time for today. Thank you for listening. And this has been the Tundra. Come and visit. It's pretty cool. It's pretty nice.